So we've been busy working on a bunch of projects and putting together some of the upcoming video ideas. And while driving around just recently, we got to talking about some of the travel items that we've been using that we've come to use quite often.
Yeah, these are just some simple things that would make great gifts, or maybe just something that would be useful in your own travels.
So we're going to share a few of those with you now. First up are water bottles. Now these are a couple that I've been using in the past, have used in the past. And this is a kind of an insulated, what they call polar bottle. I guess I just don't like plastic so much. I've gotten to where I've switched over to stainless steel, and I tend to like that a lot better. And since I had been drinking out of plastic water bottles at times, just the disposable ones that you get, I got accustomed to drinking out of a bottle. So I picked up one of these double wall insulated bottles. You see these all over the place now in all kinds of different colors. And I really kind of like this bottle, but it's about I think 16 or 17 ounces. So when I pour a bottle of water in it that I usually get, it fills it all the way up. So I got to drink some and then put the lid on. So I wish it had a little bit more room in it. And they do make these bigger. But I guess I got kind of tired of taking off the screw top on this, and it didn't seem to quite keep it as cold enough. So we found these other bottles, and Susan's been using this one.
Yeah, and there's things that I like about this one. I like how easy it is to just kind of hold the handle here when you're walking, and I like the the straw thing, but it is insulated, but it doesn't really keep it cold very long. The ice tends to melt pretty fast, especially in the Southwest when it's pretty warm. The water just doesn't stay cold in it.
Yeah, the sun can go right through this and heat it up pretty quickly. It is double wall insulated. Susan tends to like the types of bottles that you can just drink like it's a straw. But when I have something like this, I'm so used to tipping it up that would not work with this type of bottle, but she likes it, and that's what's important. It works well for her. So they do come in this kind of style that you can get where you just kind of drink with the straw in this. But I ended up getting one of these stainless steel double wall bottles. Now these are a little bit more expensive, but I talked to some people that were all gathered around these in a store, and there was plenty of them, all different sizes, all the way up to like 64 ounce or something. And I believe this one's a 20 ounce, which gave me that extra room that I was looking for over the 16.9 fluid ounce water bottles. So I could just pour one of them in there and have room for the cap. Now the cap that came on this was just a regular screw cap, flat, and so I would kind of do the same thing I'd have to do with this type of bottle. But you can pick up these other bottles that still have a way to carry it or clip it onto something, and they just have a little pop top, and then this one you drink like you would. There's water in it, thankfully. So anyway, yeah, this is a little bit easier for me to drink that way. I'm used to tipping things. Ever since I was little, I always drank that way. But Susan loves drinking out of straws. Her cup over here has got a straw in it, so that works for her. What this thing here, when I put water in this, and there's links to all the items that we're going to talk about in the description, and maybe some other options that you can kind of make your own decision what works best for you or someone that you're getting a gift for. But when I set this in my truck and the sun is just shining through the windshield and heating this thing up when I run into places, and maybe I'm even gone for a couple hours, I can come back out and this will be ice cold. Now I will admit the bottle can get pretty warm on the outside, so some people might want to put some kind of sleeve over it or something. It doesn't bother me that much, but every once in a while it has surprised me when I've grabbed hold of it out when it's 90 or 100 degrees Fahrenheit. It will heat up, but I left this overnight in the heat and then popped it open and was able to drink ice cold water still. So I'm very happy with that. They're very durable, and they have this powder coat on them that's nice, and they come in all kinds of different colors. So
yeah, so I will probably be switching to one of these very soon.
So water bottles, it's a good thing, and there's a lot of them to choose from nowadays. You might want to take a look at something like this and see what you think.
Okay, our next item is our collapsible coolers. Now we have a large one of these that we keep in the truck that we use if we're going grocery shopping and maybe we're not going to be coming back right away. We can put the cold stuff in there, use that all the time. But this one, this little one, we always use this. It's an expandable one so that you can make it larger if you're going to pack a lunch, if you're going to be traveling. And then once you've eaten your lunch, you can put it back down again. But not only for lunch, we use this pretty much anytime we go on a day trip, out for a hike, even if we're just running errands. We'll use it in conjunction with our reusable water bottles because we'll throw a couple of extra bottles of water and maybe some snacks in here so that if we're out walking around and we drank all the water in our water bottle, we get back to the truck and we've got some nice cold water in the cooler to refill our bottles with.
Yeah, we definitely are thankful for that. And it's really become something that we've used a lot more than we used to when we weren't traveling. And now we're just more conscious about loading this up with, you know, maybe some meal bars or some types of fruits or snacks or something, and then, you know, the extra water, like Susan was saying. And it really, when we forget to bring it, it's really noticeable because we're like, oh wow, we don't have the extra water. But it really is refreshing to know, even if we bring a lot of water, like on a hike, like, you know, we would want to have, and we have enough for the hike, when we get back we usually think, oh, the water, maybe it's a little bit warmer than we'd like, or we're out. Then we know we always have a cooler when we come back that's loaded with that stuff.
Got some nice cold water in it. So yeah, we love our cooler.
The next up is another item that we're all familiar with, and that's just flashlights. And these LEDs are everywhere nowadays. But I've got into the habit of making sure that I have these little LED flashlights everywhere. I have them on my key ring, the brightest possible one that I could get that wouldn't be a burden to carry. And then I've put another very powerful one on a lanyard so I could wear it around my neck, and when we go on walks in the evening, I just have it with me, and it's pretty handy, and it's extremely bright, and so I like that. But a really interesting one that I've come across some years ago, and this is a little bit older edition, but it's stood the test of time, and they're still making them, and they're really good, is this little tiny compact headlamp. It's got the little red light on it, and then it has blinking, and then just, you know, regular bright LED lights. And this is a very handy thing. You can put this around your waist. You can wear it traditionally, like a traditional headlamp, and then you know, people even put them on their arms. You could put it on a pack. You could hang it on something, you know, to give you light. They're very versatile. This thing weighs about an ounce with the battery included, so it's very easy to take along, and it even will tilt and stuff, so you can adjust where you want the beam to go. And the red light's handy when we go stargazing. Sometimes we need a little light to look at some things, and you don't want to mess up your night vision with bright light like that, or, you know, just those types of cases. That comes in real handy. But this light is still available, and what they've done is they've essentially changed this elastic band to a retractable elastic cord. So it's I think it probably makes it a little bit more compact and easier to manage, but I've just enjoyed this one for so long, and it's still going very well, and it has adjustments on the band, so it works really good. So this is something I think that's really a good handy little travel item to come around that cab around, that you can just toss in your luggage, your pack pocket or purse, and away you go.
Yep, very useful. Something that you may already be using at home is some reading glasses, but having a thin pair that you can easily pack in your purse is really handy when you're traveling, because I tend to use these a lot more when I'm traveling because I'm looking at maps. I'm maybe out at restaurants trying to read a menu. you're maybe looking up things on your phone that at home you're looking on your computer and they're easy to read, but on your phone maybe not so easy. And even if you can blow up the screen, you're trying to scroll back and forth. So just having some reading glasses, these collapse down in half, very small, and then just fold right out, use them, pack them away. There's even these little tiny thin ones. All of these of course come in different diopters for however strong or weak you need it. Not very attractive, but they're thin, yeah, lightweight, and easy to use. And we've just recently become aware of some called thin optics, which are very thin and stick right on the back of your phone.
Or
which
anything.
Is, yeah, or anything you have. But putting them on your phone is very handy because everyone almost always has their phone with them. Right. And you never know, you're in a store, you're in a restaurant, you're reading a map, and you find that you can't read that small print. You've got these glasses right there on the back of your phone, and you can just pull those out and see, yeah, what you need to see. So.
Yeah, it seems like nowadays everything that they have to put on all these products, all that fine print, they're just making them add more and more different required things. I was looking at a lip balm the other day, and it was just microscopic, yeah, text on there, and it was a little bit dark, and so it really helps to have something a little bit more to read with. And I find a lot of times that if things aren't compact and easy to take along, a lot of times you might not take them along with, right, you. Especially, I think for guys sometimes that don't carry big purses and things like that. But anyway, they make them now in just as thin and as compact as you can imagine.
Yeah.
And so
well, this is about as thin.
You can put that in your wallet.
Yeah. Thin as a piece of paper almost.
Yeah. So it's very handy. So these could be good little gift ideas for travelers and just all around use.
Yeah.
Here's another handy item that can be taken very easily with you everywhere that you go. What this is it's actually a flash drive of sorts, but it allows you to connect one end into a cell phone, and then you can load on there because there is space on this to load. This particular one is a 64 gigabyte. They make 128 gigabyte. It allows you to take photos and videos and documents and other data off of your phone, put it onto this while it's plugged in. It just is easy to just move files over, and then when they're on this, you just take this out of your phone and you can go plug it into a computer. So it allows you to easily transport data from your phone to a computer. It's a very handy item. I mean, sure, you could carry around a cable with you, or you could do it Wi-Fi or Bluetooth and things like that. This is really fast and very compact and easy. And if I just want a backup, it'll be in two places. I can just copy things from the phone, leave them on the phone, and put them on this. So now the data's in two places, so I have a backup. But these are a really very reasonably priced thing to have, and it's just I think exceptionally useful. It makes a great gift.
Yeah, definitely. Another item you commonly see is earbuds. I use these all the time. I have these, some in my purse, have some in my tablet case, some in the truck, and they're really handy if you're waiting in line somewhere, you're at an appointment, somewhere that you've got to wait. You can just plug it into your phone. You can watch videos, listen to music, take a call a little more privately. So having a few pair of earbuds around are really handy and a great gift idea.
Yeah, and like Susan was alluding to, you often see teenagers with these things everywhere, but I think some of us that are a little older than that, we don't always carry earbuds around with us. We probably have them, but these are so handy, like she said, for just watching a video here and there, or listening to your messages.
So that you can have a pair everywhere, yeah, that you may possibly need them. So
very
great
handy
gift idea.
If you watched many of our videos, you've probably seen this item pop up a few times, because I'm a big believer in having a power bank around, and I typically carry, I think this one is like 6,700 milliamps, which basically means I can charge a cell phone a few times over with this, or a little action cam or something like that. And I like having it with me because it does fit in pocket pack or purse really well, and it's just a great item if you're going to be out somewhere that you're not going to get access to power. And for those of us that use our phones for taking pictures and video a lot, are going to appreciate something like this because it's going to drain the battery down right away. But these are just absolutely wonderful things to have along, and they come in smaller sizes, which I don't recommend, but they do come in much larger sizes, so depending on your power needs. But anyway, a power bank is a great little thing to carry around in your travels.
These are something that I wish I would have had when we were in Crater Lake. These are microspikes. They're a traction device that slips right over any shoes or boots. We have a couple pair of these. Unfortunately, the day we were at Crater Lake, they were in the RV, not in the truck. So we have since moved them to the truck so that we will have them when a need comes up for them, because
right.
We were in a place that was not cold and snowy, but we made a day trip to a place that was, and they would have come in really handy. So even if you're in a place that's warm, if you're going to be traveling someplace that is going to have the potential to have snow and ice, these could be a lifesaver in preventing a fall or something like that. So
yeah, they basically just fit over the shoes that you're wearing, or boots, and then they'll cinch right up, and this will be flat on the bottom, and they give you great traction. These spikes, these little teeth go into the snow and ice, and
it's like chains for your feet.
Yeah, they're really good. All right, so this next thing is something that if somebody gave it to me as a gift, I would be very happy. This is something that we use all the time, every single time that we travel in our vehicle. It is a dash cam. Now this one's a little bit different than the one that we've been using recently, but this is actually kind of a ingenious little way of doing it. What this is it's a rear view mirror that clips up on your existing rear view mirror, and then it has a high definition camera on this side, so you're filming. And this particular model has another one that connects to it that's underneath here in the box, but it's another camera that you can actually put out a side window or out the rear view and get be recording both ways. Now these are so great for travel, because you could pick up accidents that might happen that maybe you're not even involved, but you're witness to someone else's, or your own accident, wildlife, just all kinds of things that are happening. And as soon as we turn on our ignition and start our vehicle, we're instantly recording everywhere we go. We're never not recording. It's just that automatic. And we like that quite a bit, and we have enough memory in it so that we'll record what would be a full day of travel for us. And at the end of that day, if we were keeping that, we would just be mindful to take out that disk and put another one, or to copy it off onto the computer. Otherwise, we would just allow it to be overwritten. That's what it would do. Just start at the oldest file on there and overwrite it. If there wasn't anything that occurred that we felt like keeping it for. But anyway, a dash cam is definitely a great thing.
Yeah, and this particular style with the rear view mirror is a great idea because it makes it a lot less conspicuous.
Yeah,
it doesn't even look like you have a dash cam maybe. So if somebody were, to walk by your vehicle and think, oh, there's a dash cam, I'm going to break in and steal that, they may not even know that this is a camera. So it might deter,
definitely
something like that.
Hidden.
So it's definitely a good idea. The last item is great if you're traveling with a pet. Now, we always use our collapsible dog bowl. I have one on Barkley's leash at all times. It's great to be able to have something to be able to give him a drink of water anywhere that we are. The one I had previously was a kind of tall one that got narrow at the bottom, and I really didn't like it. He tended to tip it over a lot, and he really had to stick his nose down in there. So I found these. They came in a 2-pack, and they're very shallow but very wide at the top. So it's very easy for him to drink out of, and he can't tip it over. So these collapsible dog bowls are a invaluable item to have if you're traveling with a pet.
Yeah, Barkley loves it.
Yeah.
So these were a few simple items. I mean, a lot of these things are pretty common sense, they seem like, but I think they're also those things that are right in front of us that maybe a lot of them we don't use quite as often as we could. And so we hope that there's something that we've shared with you that you like. Let us know in the comments.
Yeah, and don't forget to share and subscribe.
Thanks for watching. Susan, where'd you go? I thought of another item that I can carry in my pocket or pack. An Instant Pot when I want an instant meal.